Hello everyone, this is Siddharth, and in this video we will be solving another question from the list that I have shared in the start of this playlist. So if you don't know what we are doing in this playlist, we are just solving all those questions which are related to each other so that we can able to build patterns and able to memorize all those patterns and able to retain retain the process so that we can able to solve all those questions which are related to these pattern or concepts. So I would just suggest that you can start solving the question from the hash one video that I have uploaded in this playlist and then continue up to here, up to this question. So let's move on to this question, which is hash 977 square of a sorted array. So in this question we have given an array and it is sorted in non-decreasing order, and what we have to do, we have to first square all the element of this given array and then sort that. So first solution will going to be obviously we will be using, like, we can use array dot sort and then pass nums and then square each number. So that is the two-line solution for this question. So that also but that question that solution will take a big o of n log n time complexity uh, for sorting. So how we can solve this? Obviously, we will be using two pointer approach because we are currently on two pointer approach series. So obviously, we will be using the two pointer approach. So I would suggest that you can go and solve this question now after getting the idea that we will be solving this using two pointer approach. Then come here, then like watch the video if you haven't got that. So let's move on how we will be solving. So let's take the array we have given with that is -4 -1 0 3 10. -4 -1 0 3 and 10. So what we will be basically doing, we will be first pointing a start pointer to here and then end pointer to here, and now uh, we will find out the square of this 4 and then 10, and then we will compare these two. So whichever is greater, we will be storing that into the new array at the ending index. For this we can make another variable index that will take care for the index of this given array. So now we will place the greater element because we have to sort the array in the increasing order. So obviously in this first iteration 10 is obviously greater, so we will be storing 100 here. Then we will be like decrementing the index value. Now we will be comparing the start and end again. Sorry, we will be like decrementing end here. Now we will be again comparing -4 and 3. So first we will be finding the square, then we will be comparing. So this is 16 and this is 9. So obviously we have to place 16 here, then we have to place 9, then we have to place 1, and then we have to place 0. So this will going to be the final array. So now let's code this as well. So first we have to make two pointers. So start will be pointing to 0 and then end is pointing to nums dot length -1. Now we have to do the same thing that we have done in the first question, that is to sum. So while start is less than or equal to end, if this is the case, then first we have to calculate the square which is at the place start and ending index. For that we can do like that. So int square of left or square of start. So square of start. So for that we can use array, sorry, nums, and then we will be passing starting index and then multiply it by itself. So nums start. Okay, after doing this, let's copy paste it as well. Okay, now this will going to be nums of end, square of end. Let's capitalize it, and then we have to pass end here. So end and then end. Now what we have to do, we have to compare the square values, and also we have to make a new array as well where we will be storing. So int result is equals to new int, and the length will going to be the same as nums dot length. Okay, now after first we have to compare this. If the square of start is less than if the square of start is less than the square of end, square of end, if this is the case, then obviously which is greater, that is square of end is greater. So we have to store a square of end in the last. So for that, let's maintain an index as well that will be keeping track of the position in the result array. So first we will be initializing it with nums dot length minus 1. Okay, so now we just have to store this square of end value in the ending of the new array. So for that we can do like this. So result of index, so this is the last index for the first iteration. So we will be storing square of end. Now what we have to additionally we have to do, we have to mm, after storing the value, like after storing, obviously this will going to be the case in the first iteration as 10 is greater, square of 10 is greater than 16. So what we have to do, we have to store it at the ending index that we have done here, and now we have to m- move the index. So what we can do, we can like we can make, let let's place else condition and then index minus we will be doing in each iteration, so we don't have to do it again and again in the inside if and else condition. Now we just have to move this end counter, so we have to just decrement it because we have handled this case. Now what we can do, in the else part we have to store the square of start in the ending index or at the index value in the result array. So for that we can do result of index is equals to, we will be storing square of start, and then we will be doing start plus plus, and in the end we just have to return this nums. Okay, so first we are finding the square of the first number, first and last number, then we will be comparing those. Let's take this as well, less than or equals to. So then we will be like result index, we are storing this uh, square of end, and then we are decrementing the end counter, and otherwise this square of start is greater, so we have to store it here. So for that we are storing this like result of index is equals to square of start and then start plus plus. As we have handle this element, now we have to move from here. So now let's try to run this. Okay, so there is some issue. Okay, so the issue is we are returning this nums, we have to return the result array. So now let's try to run this. Okay, now let's try to submit this as well. So we have successfully solved this question. See you in the next video. Bye.